The U.S. has just dropped a bombshell. Sanctions against Russian oil giants Rosneft and Lukoil. But what does this mean for the ongoing war in Ukraine? And who will feel the impact? Let's break it down. The sanctions unveiled. President Trump has unleashed a new wave of sanctions targeting two of Russia's oil behemoths. These companies, according to the U.S., are fueling the Kremlin's war efforts in Ukraine. The move is a significant escalation in the U.S.'s response to Russia's invasion. The targeted companies, Rosneft, a state-run company led by Putin's ally Igor Sechin, and Lukoil, a private firm, dominate Russia's oil exports. Together, they account for a staggering 3.1 million barrels of oil exported daily, nearly half of Russia's total crude oil exports. Rosneft alone produces almost half of Russia's oil, which is a significant 6% of global output. The timing. The U.S. and its allies have been cautious about targeting Russia's energy sector, fearing global economic fallout. But Trump's recent push for NATO allies to reduce Russian oil purchases has led to these sanctions. The final straw? Russian President Putin's refusal to end the war in Ukraine. Impact on the war. Trump's focus on ending the war contrasts with Putin's resistance. While Trump suggests freezing the conflict, Russia insists on its position. The sanctions aim to cripple Russia's war-funding capabilities and push for peace. Experts believe they may not affect Russia's military might, but could pressure them to negotiate. Global ripples. These sanctions will undoubtedly hurt Russia's economy, which heavily relies on oil and gas revenues. But the effects won't stop there. Russia's oil exports are significant, especially to China, India, and Turkey. China and India alone account for a substantial portion of Russia's energy exports. Trump's call for these countries to cease Russian oil purchases could lead to a supply crunch and higher costs. The controversy. Trump's previous 25% tariff on Indian goods was a response to India's oil imports from Russia. Now, he's urging India and other nations to stop buying Russian oil, threatening secondary sanctions. This move could strain relations and impact global oil prices. Brent crude oil prices have already surged 5% following the announcement, compared to a 1.6% rise after the UK's similar sanctions. What's next? The sanctions' effectiveness depends on global cooperation. Will the U.S. target banks and traders dealing with these Russian companies? The short-term impact is expected to be significant, but the long-term effects on oil prices are uncertain. What do you think? Are these sanctions a game changer, or is there more to be done? Share your thoughts on this complex and controversial strategy.